Hello and welcome to the first of our general election diaries here at your Harlow. We call them hyperlocal Bibles, but they're just, I'll be doing the diaries. I don't know how many between now and July the 4th. As you can tell, I really thought it would be July the 4th. That's why this first one, I'm on holiday in the Algarve. Just to explain, I don't wear this shirt on Saturday mornings in Harlow usually, but that's for the fashion page or not. So where are we? Yesterday, Friday, Robert Halfon made his very passionate, very emotional valedictory speech in the House of Commons, 20 minutes long. It's on our site. And it comes to an end of a chapter for Mr. Halfon. From the day he was selected in 1999 to here we are in 2024. We'll be saying more about Robert and another story later on next week. This leaves us the constituency of Harlow and the villages, to introduce you to Harlow and the villages. And so the Conservative candidate will be defending just slightly over 14,000 majority. There is a sort of general consensus that anything under 15,000 is vulnerable. The Conservative candidate hasn't been selected yet. My idea of the diary was that vacancies opened on May the 9th, and they close on the 20th, and they hopefully have a candidate in place by the end of this month. So we shall see about that. And again, we'll do a bit about that later on in the week, but everything seems quite fluid. At the moment, we have candidates Chris Vince for Labour, Yasmin Gregory for Green, Riyad Manan for Lib Dems, Malcolm Featherstone for Reform, and this morning UKIP informed me that they would be selecting a candidate very soon as well. So that's where we are. Obviously, you have the national picture, and with Labour 20 points in the polls, we have the Tories looking pretty gloomy at the moment. I don't just mean because of the polls, but the amount of people who have stood down. Even last night, Michael Gove, Andrea Leadsom, a record number for Conservatives standing down, beat in 1997. And so that's what we look at. Again, we're going to be looking at the constituency of Harlow and the villages, and that's important to say that's distinct from because in the local elections, so we include Roydon and Nazing, Magdalen Labour, of course, the Matching, Hatfield Broadoak, Hatfield Heath. So 15,000 votes come into play there. So all to play for. And it's always been a case of are those people going to stay at home? Which way they're going to vote? Are they going to, as Chris Vince said a few months ago out in Shearing, and he said, apparently a man said, I don't know who you are, mate. I don't think much of Keir Starmer. I just got to get rid of this lot. And is that just one person in Shearing? Or are there more people like that in Hatfield Broadoak, Hallingberries, or indeed Harlow? We'll be looking at how the local election, will it make an impact? Look in the voting patterns. The people are saying to Dan Swords and team, we'll vote for you, but we need change. And so that will that come into play? So very much the 21,000 people who voted Conservative in the local elections, will they continue to vote Conservative? What happens to them? So there's a lot to look at. We'll be dropping in. We don't want to bore you. And so we'll be dropping in every few days, maybe once a week, to give you a picture. We're planning a question time later on in June. So there's lots for us to look at with this general election in Harlow. So let's see what happens. And I have a flight to catch. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.